A Fox 11 follow-up this evening to Friday's rescue on the waters of Green Bay. 3 kayakers found after drifting overnight in the bay. And the company that rented out those kayaks telling Fox 11 today it plans to make some changes. As we've reported, the rescued kayakers are Allison Alter of Austin, Texas, her 9-year-old son Zachary, and her 9-year-old nephew Thomas. Alter told sheriff's deputies they kayaked from Peninsula State Park to Horseshoe Island, but on their way back to the park, they say the wind picked up and they were into the wind, and that swept them out into the open water. They weren't found until about 6:30 Friday morning, about 15 miles off course. Fox 11's Andrew Lacombe back on the story today with the update. And Andrew, that includes more on changes the companies and the agencies plan to make.
Tom, the kayak rental company isn't the only group reviewing the incident. U.S. Coast Guard officers met this morning to discuss how they handled the rescue. Meanwhile, the county sheriff says later this week he'll sit down with other rescuers to review what went right and what could have gone better.
I think it's a good lesson learned for all of us here in Door County.
Sheriff Terry Vogel plans to hold a meeting this Thursday with all of the agencies involved in last week's 15-hour search. Vogel explained one concern he'll raise.
I think one thing we need to address a little bit is some of the practices of these kayak renters out there to do some more safety features on it and see what we can do and address. There was a lack of communication with the kayakers. If they'd have had either cell phone, radio, or some kind of a device with them, I mean, this thing would have been over with within minutes, probably.
Vogel says Allison Alter rented the kayaks inside Peninsula State Park. I talked to one of the operators at the kayak rental stand. He did not want to talk on camera, but he did explain to me 2 changes he plans to make. David Zassler says he'll buy waterproof cases so people can bring their cell phones on the water. He also plans to reduce the area where customers are allowed to travel in his kayaks. Vogel says he'll also review whether law enforcement is taking advantage of the best resources.
With technology developing, we have to make sure we use all the technology that's available to us.
Vogel says he still isn't sure exactly how many people were involved in the search or how much it cost.
Continuous effort.
Tyler Goss of the U.S. Coast Guard in Sturgeon Bay says his agency already spent some time debriefing. Goss says communication can always get better, but his team was ready for the rescue operation.
It's a weekly thing that we're, go out, we 2-boat train, we train for search patterns.
The Coast Guard says 2 of the kayakers showed signs of hypothermia. They were released from a hospital just a few hours after they were rescued.